This is a topic that deserves attention. Jonathan Kuminga, the athlete from the Warriors, re-injured his ankle tonight, exactly when the team was starting to show good performance again. The team is fully focused, and one player stands out by breaking personal records. I will provide a detailed analysis of everything that happened in tonight's victory over San Antonio, along with the latest updates on Jonathan Kuminga's situation. However, before we dive into the details, it's important to highlight the significance of subscribing to the channel. It's surprising to realize that less than 30% of people who regularly watch these videos are subscribed. We are building a growing community with over 10,000 subscribers, and I'm grateful to everyone who tunes in regularly. Simply clicking the subscribe button truly helps us, and today there is so much to discuss. It's incredible how the Warriors secured an impressive victory, winning 148-106 against the Spurs. I will provide an update on Jonathan Kuminga's injury shortly, but first, let's celebrate the positive aspects that emerged for the Warriors. The starting lineup, often criticized for its size, had an extraordinary start. They were outstanding, and believe it or not, this lineup now has an 11-0 record with the team's key players. Finally, this lineup performed effectively. Notice this. They scored 44 points in the first quarter. They were on fire, speeding up the game with fast breaks and quick plays. One player stood out right from the opening whistle. I had some criticisms of him in the previous game, as he wasn't present in the first half, which contributed to an early deficit against New Orleans. However, in this game, he made a difference, opening the score with an easy dunk in a fast break and also creating steals. There were criticisms of my previous opinions, but he really was absent in the first half against New Orleans, and that affected the early deficit. But in this game, he decided to make an impact. He was very active and truly scored the first points of the game with a dunk on a transition. His ability to generate steals and move quickly and efficiently was remarkable, making it rewarding to watch him engaged. The whole team came into the game with intensity and determination, managing to score all of that in the first quarter, even without one of their most important players, who didn't take his first shot until about 7 minutes into the game. He eventually made his first shot and had a decent performance, but the team wasn't relying on him at that moment, as other players were performing well. The defense was also notable, limiting the Spurs to just 17 points in the second quarter, which was an exceptional showing. It was amazing to witness this level of play, though there was slight concern due to Jonathan Kuminga's injury, which we will address later. For now, let's review the numbers, and I need to zoom in a little, as it was hard to see. Now this looks much better. Notice that none of the starting players needed to play more than 30 minutes, which shows the efficiency of the team. One player stood out, making 7 of 11 shots and breaking a recent streak in which he made only 6 of 32 attempts in the last 6 games, with a shooting accuracy below 18% from long range. Finally, he found his rhythm, making 3 of 6 three-point attempts. It was wonderful to see another player set a personal record, making 7 of 9 long-range shots, and he was exceptional throughout the game. The team only made 12 turnovers, demonstrating excellent ball control and efficient basketball all night long. One of the players made all 4 of his free throws, which was encouraging considering his recent performance at the line. Overall, it was an impressive collective victory, and the most gratifying part was watching players on the court who typically only play in situations of a wide lead. The last time we saw them in such a scenario, we weren't successful, but this time the outcome was different, and we were able to see another player playing for 12 minutes. It was truly impressive to witness such a convincing win for the team, and the highlight was, without a doubt, watching players who typically only get minutes when the score is significantly in favor. The last time we saw them playing in an unbalanced game, the result was not favorable, but this time, the narrative changed completely. We had the chance to see Kevin Knox play for 12 minutes, and Pat Spencer was on the court for almost the entire final quarter, which stood out. Quentin Post didn't need to play much. He had some struggles with his shots, making only 1 of 6 long-range attempts, but his presence on the court wasn't decisive. Then, we had TJD and Trace Jackson-Davis, whom many fans were eager to see more of in action. He had some moments in the final stretch and showed exactly why he is so crucial to the team, scoring points, and finishing well. He was receiving lob passes and finishing with dunks, showing the agility we've been hoping to see from him. It was simply spectacular to see everyone contributing, and there was so much to appreciate in this game. The victory was remarkable, and when we compare the last 7 games with today's, the changes are striking. They scored 148 points in this game, while in the last 7 games, they only managed 105. The shooting accuracy was nearly 60% in this game, an increase of over 25%. The three-point shooting, which had been particularly low for the team, improved significantly. They made almost 47% of their attempts today, compared to only 32% in the last 7 games. This was exactly what we needed to see from the team, an impressive overall performance. It's surprising that they set several season records, including a points record with 148, an assists record with 42, 17 steals, another record, and 34 points in transition, also a record. This was the most points the team has scored in a game since 2022, which is truly remarkable. The last time they faced their rivals, they lost a 17-point lead and were beaten 104-94 in November, which was a very disappointing result. They will meet again in April, one of the final games of the season. It's important to note that the opponents are working with a reduced roster, missing some key players, so that needs to be considered, but this is exactly what we needed to see. The game took place in November, and it was quite challenging. The team is scheduled to face their rivals again in April, which will be one of the final matchups of the season. Without a doubt, this is a depleted team, and that needs to be taken into account. But this is exactly what the team needed. They managed to execute the game plan effectively, and I feel a mix of happiness, excitement, and relief. However, there's still a significant concern. After showing some energy and determination in the previous game against a competitor, where he seemed willing to contribute, the player faced difficulties. He had an efficient performance against the opponents, and we were hopeful to see him maintain that performance, as he seemed to be adjusting for the playoffs. Unfortunately, during the second quarter, he got hurt. If you watch closely while attacking the basket, he fell on his tailbone and suffered an injury. At first glance, it seemed similar to a previous injury from another player. However, it was clarified that he re-injured his right ankle, the same one that kept him out for 31 games this season. He had recently returned for a few games and now faces another setback. There are varying reports. One suggests that he was removed due to ankle pain, while another indicates it was a sprain. This situation is developing as I'm writing this, but it seems he will be re-evaluated tomorrow to determine the severity of the injury. This could be potentially devastating news. Regardless of personal opinions about him or whether he fits into the lineup, it's clear that the team becomes stronger when he is available. Even if he doesn't start, he is a valuable asset coming off the bench, especially when he performs well, as we saw in the previous game. Let's take it one day at a time. There's no need for exaggerated reactions or excessive discouragement. I'm often labeled as negative in situations like this and accused of dramatizing things. I've explained my position before. My concern stems from a genuine fear about the future of the team. New Orleans, let's approach this day wisely, keeping our feet on the ground and avoiding getting carried away by excitement. I recognize that I'm often seen as someone who criticizes too much and sometimes exaggerates my reactions. I've commented on this before. My concern and anxiety regarding this season are large, as I feel this could be the last chance for an athlete to win a title. The margin for error is extremely small, and losing a player at such a critical moment in the season, with the playoffs approaching, is not a positive thing. Regardless of opinions about his ability, this is not beneficial for the team. Therefore, I hope the situation develops day by day, and that he can return to the court soon, but we will wait. Many questions arise again, and the team seems unable to escape the misfortunes related to injuries. I'm worried, but I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think he will be out for a long time? Do you think the team will become less competitive without him, or will they actually perform better? I've seen many comments saying the team looks better right now with the current lineup that's been working. Interestingly, after the players' return, the team saw a slight drop in performance, but I don't see this as his fault. I believe it's more related to some tactical choices and the difficulty of starting games consistently, in addition to underperformance in shooting. I don't blame him for this drop, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. We're approaching the end of the season, and the standings look like this. We received help from a rival who lost earlier, and before the game, our team managed to move up from 7th to 6th place. That rival, with their loss, dropped to 8th place, and now we are just one game behind the opponent we will face next Tuesday. This makes the upcoming match even more critical as we aim for the 5th position, currently held by another team. This rival has been struggling, with 2 consecutive losses and an unstable atmosphere after firing their coach recently, making them a little more vulnerable. We're in a good position to take advantage of this situation. It's gratifying to see a rival in decline and another in crisis. These circumstances could work in our favor. The margin for error is very small when analyzing the current situation. We're in 6th place, which gives us the chance to avoid the play-in if we maintain this position. However, it's interesting to note some statistics regarding the team's playoff standing. There's a 30% chance of reaching 7th place, which would require participation in the play-in game, something we prefer to avoid at all costs. It's curious to realize that even though we're in 6th place, the likelihood of finishing there is only 17%. It's surprising that, being just one game behind 5th place, held by a team in difficulty, the analysis still shows only a 10% chance of reaching it. I'd like to hear your opinion on where you think the team will finish in the standings as the season progresses. With 8 games left, the expectation is intense. I'm really excited, maybe more than I've been since the last championship in 2022. This is thrilling, but also creates some anxiety, especially regarding the player's status. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and as soon as there are updates on the injury, I'll keep you informed. At the moment, there's no news, but we expect to have information by tomorrow afternoon. I'll return with another video, hoping for positive news. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The Golden State Warriors are buzzing with excitement as rumors swirl around the potential acquisition of one of the NBA's most dominant and highly coveted players, Joel Embiid. The 7-foot center, who has earned accolades including an MVP title and multiple All-NBA selections, is reportedly on the Warriors' radar. This potential move could forever alter the landscape of the NBA and elevate Golden State's already championship-caliber roster to even greater heights. Embiid, known for his explosive scoring ability and game-changing presence on both ends of the floor, has become the face of the Philadelphia 76ers. His on-court dominance was undeniable in the 2022 to 2023 season, where he not only led the NBA in scoring, but also became the first center to do so since Shaquille O'Neal. Yet, despite his individual success, questions about Philadelphia's team chemistry have arisen, especially following some off-court drama. This uncertainty could open the door for an unexpected trade, with the Warriors eyeing the powerhouse center as a game-changer. What makes this move so tantalizing for Golden State is Embiid's potential fit within their system. The Warriors, known for their fast-paced offense and sharpshooting, could thrive with Embiid's ability to stretch the floor while providing a physical presence in the paint. Pairing him with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson could create one of the most formidable lineups in NBA history. Imagine Embiid commanding the paint while the Splash Brothers reign from beyond the arc. It would be a nightmare for any opposing defense. However, the road to securing Embiid may not be simple. The 76ers have been cautious about parting with their star player, and recent reports suggest tensions within the team. Embiid's off-court issues, including a controversial altercation with a reporter and ongoing team conflicts, may signal that his time in Philadelphia could be coming to an end. If this is indeed the case, the Warriors could seize the opportunity to bring in the superstar while the price is right. As the NBA trade season heats up, the Golden State Warriors' pursuit of Joel Embiid could reshape the future of the league. With the potential to bring in a player of Embiid's caliber, the Warriors may soon find themselves with an even more dominant roster, one that could cement their dynasty for years to come. The question now is, will Golden State make the leap and make this historic acquisition? Fans and analysts alike are waiting with bated breath to see what happens next. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.